What's up guys? In today's video we're going to be doing a bit of a behind the scenes editing walkthrough where I'm going to be breaking down some of my editing process to this really cool road trip style video that we're going to be putting together, and then towards the end of this video I'm actually going to show you guys what we were able to create and you guys can see what we came up with. The exciting thing about this one is that all of these clips are actually going to be available for you guys to try and do your own version of this edit, or you can even try and follow along and edit it the same way that I am doing it. And the reason that all of the clips are available for you guys to try is because I actually did not film any of these clips. I'm gonna be using 100% stock footage from ArtGrid, and I'm gonna show you guys how we can actually create an entire video without ever of even filming our own clip. Now, just before we get started, I wanna tell you guys a couple of things and a few reasons why this is so powerful. For example, if you are someone that hasn't actually started filmmaking, you don't own any gear, you can't head out and film your own videos, this is a great way for you to get started in the editing process, figuring out how video editing actually works. This is gonna be amazing for that. Another reason where this can become so powerful is where it just doesn't make sense for you guys to film these clips yourself. I find myself actually using stock footage quite a lot. For example, if I needed a big drone shot of the ocean and I just didn't have time to get that, I can simply download a stock one and use that in my video. Something really awesome about ArtGrid in particular is that once you guys download this stock footage, it is yours to use forever. So once you have it, you can use it forever. You can just keep using it forever. It's yours to keep and you can just keep using it. So that's amazing because you pay that one fee and you can use that footage for as long as you want. Epic. If you guys do want to grab these clips for yourself and maybe try and recreate an edit similar to this one, you can use the link down in the description and you will get 2 free months on ArtGrid. If you end up creating something with this footage, please send it to me, seriously, because I would actually love to see what you guys come up with, and it's always awesome to see the work that you guys have created yourself. With that being said, let's jump over into ArtGrid and we can start collecting our awesome clips for this little B-roll video. So I'm gonna approach this in the same way as if I was to have filmed these clips myself. Only difference is I don't even need to film them. I can just type them in and find whatever clip I want. But what I mean by approaching it in the same way is that I want to start my video with some nice big wide establishing shots. Then I can move into those medium and close-ups that are gonna be the majority of my story, the whole middle bit. And then I want some nice ending shots to just finish off that video. I'm gonna be doing a road trip theme little B-roll section here, like I mentioned. So I'm gonna just hop over into ArtGrid and I'm gonna type in road trip and see what I can find. Once I do that, I can just scroll through here and I can find any clips that I think are gonna be cool for my video. As I'm going through ArtGrid, I struck a little gold mine here and found this awesome sequence of clips of this really cool little van that these people are doing a road trip in. This is perfect for our video because I can download all of the different clips of the same car in different scenarios with different shots, and I can piece them all together and it's gonna make our video flow and be cohesive and just work together. The other thing that I have been doing as I've been going through is finding some other cool clips just to go in between, like some drone shots. I got some surfing clips because that's gonna be one of the activities. I have some other cool stuff of these guys on the beach having a bonfire, which I'm gonna use as our ending because that's a nice payoff and it kind of shows them like getting somewhere, and then that's gonna be a nice way to wind down the video. Bunch of other cool things, surfing, skateboarding, and a couple of other things. Something that I made sure to do is get some nice wide drone establishing shots for the beginning that I can just open up our sequence with. So I have this one right here that I'm going to be using, and it looks very similar to the environment that the rest of our shots are taking place. It's like this cool desert vibe. Once we have all of the video clips that we're going to be needing for our sequence, we are also going to be needing a really cool track to go with it. I'm going to hop over onto artlist.io and I'm just going to grab a track quickly. This is a really nice and easy way to do it because I can literally go to something like video theme and I can almost guarantee there'll be road trip here. There it is, boom, road trip, and I can just go through these and pick a song that I think is gonna go well with our footage. This is the track that we're gonna use. It sounds super, super cool and matches with our footage so well. Something that is a huge driving factor for me personally, and the way that I like to edit, is that I like to use my track and my music to figure out where those clips are gonna go, to figure out how my video is really gonna unfold and the pacing of the clips that I'm gonna be putting there. That's the first thing I'm gonna do. I'm loving how this is all pairing together so far. I'm gonna cut through this footage, start pasting it on here in the way that I want it. I'm not gonna show you guys the whole process of that. I'm just gonna speed it up a little bit because it could be a little while and it's gonna be very boring watching me cut every single clip. The other thing I have been doing is just listening to this track a little bit, and I can see that I want to use this part right here as it has a nice gradual intro, a nice middle bit where there's high energy and we can use the majority of our clips there, and then it has a nice roll off and ending towards the end, which we can use as our ending, and we will cut this somewhere here, and that is all that we will use. So as you can see, I'm using this track to pace out my clips really nicely. I have some nice slow ones that are holding for a little bit longer for this intro, and where the track is a bit slower and gradual. And then as it's gonna hit the crescendo and the drop here, I have placed a little marker, and I'm gonna start cutting out clips a little bit quicker and speed up that pace, making a little bit more interest and a little bit more of an energetic feel to match with that song. So I'm gonna grab some higher energy clips now. For these ones, I didn't really use any of the van like driving or people doing much, and now with those faster cuts, I'm also going to be using clips that have more energy in them, more motion and faster paced. So let's put all of these middle clips in and get some of the actual video part going to this track. Now that I have a couple of little clips of them driving the car here that are a lot faster paced than these ones, I have a clip here where they actually get out of the car, and I'm gonna cut that with some clips of these guys being on this little rock. It's gonna cut together really well. And then I'm gonna be moving the video along to showing them driving on the coastline here, where they are gonna get to the surfing part and finishing off with that bonfire part. So you can see that even though these are just random clips, we're at least trying to put them together in a way that shows a bit of a story. It makes it a little bit more interesting to the viewer, whether you film these clips yourself or not. Having that story unfolding a little bit and having a bit of a lead up to that payoff is gonna be much more interesting for the viewer to watch, and you're gonna hold their attention for a lot longer. Something else that I'm doing with this video, and this clip in particular, is I want some of the motion in the video to match some of the audio. So with this clip, we have this door opening, and I'm putting that door open right in the beginning of the clip where that impact on the music is happening. If you guys would want to take a listen. I think that works really well, but I still want another part of this clip, like later down here, where they're all actually standing outside. And because the clips are very similar, if I was to just cut them right on top of each other like this, there's not enough difference in them for them to really work next to each other, and it almost just looks like a weird jump cut. And a little guideline that I like to stick to is actually called the 70-30 rule, and I covered this in a different video in much more detail, which you guys can check out right here if you want to find out more. But briefly, what it means is that for a clip to go next to another clip, it needs to change a certain amount for it not to just look like a jump cut. And the 70-30 rule, the 70 stands for 70 degrees of angle that camera would need to change, and the 30 stands for 30 millimeters in focal length, how zoomed in your lens would be for those shots to cut together well. It's a very rough guideline, but something that is very useful, and once you guys know it, you might notice it a lot in videos. So a little workaround here, because these clips don't have that difference in them. They are pretty much the exact same shot. I just cut out a little piece out of the middle, so they don't work very well together if you want to take a look. It's too similar. So what I'm gonna do is just zoom in this first shot slightly in post. And just head over here and I'll do something like 22, and then I will just frame up my shot a little bit more, a little bit better, something like that. Now those two clips are gonna cut together much better because of how much difference there is between them. Perfect. Okay guys, I'm pretty happy with how our clips are placed over this track now. I think our video is looking really, really nice and it has such a cool vibe to it. This could literally be like a whole music video. You can create something like a really cool music video without ever even taking your camera outside and hitting that record button, which is pretty epic and like pretty powerful. And that is why I wanted to demonstrate this to you guys. I have a few little finishing touches that I can do, and I can also do some things like add some sound effects, which I can get off of artlist.io. And the other thing that I want to do here is just make sure that I color match each one of these clips while I'm color grading and color correcting, because if, for example, one of my clips is very warm and it's next to another clip that was taken from someone else and it's not as warm or the sun isn't as low in the day, it's not going to cut together very well. It's going to be a bit of an obvious cut between those two. Somewhere where this is the case is between this shot here and this very last shot. This one is much more golden and more sunsetty, and this one is kind of a lot cooler. There's a lot more magenta tones. So what we can do just to make sure that these two clips cut together, this one's really nice and yellow. I'm gonna head over to our color tab and I can just warm this clip up a lot. I can add a lot more contrast, highlights, take the shadows down, put the whites up, a little bit more warmth, and already these clips are going to be cutting together a lot better. I need to take some of this magenta out by adding in more green, and I will warm it up even more. It's all about the fine adjustments of what's going to really sell this. You don't want to overdo anything when you're color grading. That is looking a lot better. I'm going to work on it a little bit more and see if I can match it even more. And I'm gonna apply a color grade over this entire video and it's gonna be done. I'm really happy with how this turned out. So give it a little watch and let me know what you guys think. Okay, boom. What do you guys think? I think it's super, super cool. I feel like this could be a whole music video for something, or a little ad campaign for like a little summer road trip vibe thing. It turned out really well, and to think that I could literally make this video with a zero budget and just an ArtGrid subscription is pretty epic in my opinion. And again, if you guys want to get any of these clips, you can head over to ArtGrid using the link in my description and you'll actually get 2 free months added to that subscription. You guys can even start getting better at your editing. Maybe you don't have any fresh new footage that you guys can edit and make videos out of. You can practice with this and you can create infinite amount of videos with all of the awesome footage over on ArtGrid. That is going to be it for this one, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you learned something new. Remember, if you guys did actually download this footage and created a little edit yourself, please send it to me, because I actually really want to see what you guys were able to come up with, and if some of them are cool, maybe I'll share them on my Instagram or something like that. Other than that, I hope you guys enjoyed this video and I will see you in the next one. Peace.